Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive? Today we are going to crack open The Richest Man in Babylon.
Ooh, yeah.
It's a classic.
Classics.
So many people talk about this one for personal finance advice.
Right.
But we're not just going to summarize it.
Yeah.
We're really going to go into the story itself
Absolutely.
and pull out some of the most interesting pieces and really think about,
Yeah.
how does this ancient Babylonian wisdom apply to us?
Yeah. And how much of it still applies.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be surprised.
Yeah. Well, so it's interesting because the way that this book is structured
Yeah.
is it's actually like a story.
Yeah.
So it starts off with King Sargon,
Uh-huh.
and he's coming back to Babylon, victorious.
Right.
But he finds that his people
Mm-hmm.
are struggling financially.
Yeah.
The wealth is very concentrated in the hands of a few.
It's like what we see now.
Exactly.
Just this huge wealth gap.
Yeah. It's a tale as old as time.
Totally.
Yeah. And so he realizes that this isn't really a sustainable situation for his kingdom.
For his kingdom, right?
He needs to do something.
Yeah.
So he calls upon Archad,
Of course.
who is the richest man in Babylon,
The OG.
the original, to teach the people
Yeah.
about how to build wealth.
Yes.
And Archad agrees, and he's going to teach a class of 100 men.
Wow. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
like a whole curriculum.
Exactly, yeah.
A financial literacy.
A royal decree
I love it.
for financial literacy.
Yeah.
And what he does is he shares his wisdom
Yeah.
through a series of parables and stories.
Right.
Each one kind of reveals one of what he calls the 7 cures for a lean purse,
Yeah.
which I love that title.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good.
The 7 cures for a lean.
For a lean purse.
I love it.
And so the first cure is about how to get that purse to fatten up,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And he uses this analogy, which I just love. It's so simple, but it made it click for me.
Okay.
The analogy of an egg basket.
Okay.
He's like, if you put 10 eggs in a basket every morning
Uh-huh.
and you take 9 eggs out every evening,
Yeah.
what's going to happen?
Eventually it's going to overflow.
Exactly.
Right.
It's going to overflow. Your basket's going to be full of eggs.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's the same thing with your purse.
Yeah.
If you're consistently,
Right.
even if it's a small amount,
Yeah.
setting aside money
Yeah.
and not spending it,
Yeah.
eventually your purse is going to overflow.
And I think that visual is so helpful, right? Because
Yeah.
you can really.
You made it click.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And so it's like that thing, pay yourself first,
Mm-hmm.
which I'd always heard, but the egg basket was like,
The egg basket makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he even says it's like, there's this law of the gods that
Oh, really?
gold comes more readily to those who save.
Wow. Okay, so
Right.
it's like baked into the laws of the universe.
Yeah. It's like if you are showing the universe
Yeah.
that you are responsible with your money,
Right.
then more will come to you.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
But let's be real.
Yeah.
A lot of people listening are probably like, okay, but how can I save
Right.
when I'm barely making ends meet?
Yeah. How can I put 10 eggs in when I'm starting with like
Exactly.
2?
Right.
Yeah.
And that brings us to cure, #2,
Okay.
control thy expenditures.
Oh, the dreaded budget.
I know.
The B word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he recognizes that this is like
Yeah.
a challenge that people have faced throughout time.
Yeah.
It's human nature.
Yeah.
Our necessary expenses tend to expand
Mm-hmm.
to match our income.
It's so true.
Right.
Like you get a raise and somehow all of a sudden
Yeah.
you need that thing that you didn't need before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if we're not really
Mm-hmm.
intentional
Yeah.
about controlling them, then they're just going to eat up
Right.
every
You're
year.
going to eat up all those eggs.
Yeah.
All 10 of them every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so budgeting is so important
Yeah.
because it forces us to distinguish between what we truly need
Right.
and what we simply desire.
Right. It's hard to do.
It is hard.
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
But so important.
Yeah. And he uses this analogy.
Okay.
He compares it to like
Yeah.
a pack ass
Okay.
preparing for a journey,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
Would it weigh itself down with jewels and fine rugs?
No.
Wow.
No.
It would need
It needs food and water.
water, food.
Yeah.
The essentials to reach its destination.
Right. The things that are really going to help it get where it needs to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we can apply that same thinking to our own finances.
Right.
Are we loading ourselves down with
Yeah.
unnecessary expenses?
The jewels and rugs
Yeah.
of life.
Yeah. They're
Right.
hindering our journey towards,
Yes.
financial freedom or whatever it is we're trying to achieve.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
So it's not about deprivation.
Right, yeah.
It's about
being mindful.
being mindful,
Yeah.
making conscious choices.
Yes.
Okay, so we're saving, we're budgeting,
Yeah.
but how do we take it to the next level?
Right. Like, how do we go from defense to offense?
Exactly.
Okay, so now that we've got a handle on our spending, right? Let's move on to cure #3.
Okay.
Make thy gold multiply.
Ooh.
This is where it gets fun.
Yeah.
This is where we start talking about investing.
Investing, yeah. And I love that Arcad, he actually shares about his own first successful investment.
Right.
He loaned money to a guy named Agar.
Agar. Okay.
Who was a shield maker.
Okay, so he's putting his money to work.
Yeah, he's not just hoarding it.
Right.
He's
helping somebody else.
He's helping someone else, but he's also expecting a return.
Yeah, smart.
Smart.
And he even took those rental payments
Uh-huh.
and loaned those out to somebody else.
Oh, wow. Okay, so he's like reinvesting.
He's reinvesting.
Those profits.
Yeah, it's a very early form of compounding.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's kind of cool.
That is, yeah.
But wasn't that kind of risky, though?
What?
Like lending to someone who was already struggling?
Well, I think Arcad saw potential in him.
Okay.
He wasn't just throwing money around.
Right.
He was making these really calculated decisions.
Yeah.
Based on what he saw, in this guy's character.
Yeah, like he was...
Yeah, and the opportunity.
He wasn't just lucky. He was a...
Right, exactly.
Shrewd investor.
Shrewd,
Yeah. Yeah.
So he also tells the story of Vincent,
Yep.
who was a sandal maker.
Okay.
And San diligently saves a small amount every week.
Mm-hmm.
And over time, those savings grew significantly.
Thanks to the magic of compound interest?
The magic of compound interest. Yeah, I know we've all heard of it,
Yeah.
but I think sometimes it's good to have like
Break it down.
a real world example. So
Yeah.
like, how does that actually work?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's say you invest $1,000 today
Okay.
and you earn a modest 7% return.
Mm-hmm.
After just 10 years, your initial investment would have nearly doubled
Wow.
without you having to do anything else.
So it's just like,
Just by sitting there.
it's working for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even small, consistent investments over time
Right.
can lead to really significant growth.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But what about when things don't go as planned?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because that happens
It does happen. Yeah.
in investing.
Yeah. That actually brings us to cure. #4.
Okay.
Guard thy treasures from loss.
Okay.
And this one's interesting because Arcad actually shares about a huge investment blunder
Oh, no.
that he made early on.
Oh.
He lost all of his savings by trusting the wrong person.
Ouch.
Yeah, so he handed all this money
Yeah.
to a brickmaker
Oh,
who promised him these rare jewels from Phoenicia.
ooh, fancy.
Yeah, and these jewels turned out to be worthless glass.
Oof.
Yeah, I know.
So I bet that taught him a thing or two
Oh, yeah, big time.
about due diligence.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's not saying to hide your money
Right.
under a mattress.
Right.
He's advocating for informed decision-making.
Okay.
Seek advice from people who have proven experience
Yeah.
before you make big investments.
Well, it's all about that balance, right?
Exactly.
Of making your money work for you,
Yeah,
but also protecting it
absolutely.
from unnecessary risk.
A balancing act for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so now cure #5 shifts gears a little bit.
Okay.
It's about making your dwelling a profitable investment.
If we're talking home ownership.
Home ownership,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
So Arcad was a huge advocate for owning your home. He saw it as a source of stability,
Mm-hmm.
pride,
Yeah.
and ultimately a way to reduce living costs
Okay.
compared to renting.
Interesting how he frames it as an investment,
Yeah.
not just a place to live.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it's not just a roof over your head. He's
Yeah.
like, no, this is
It's building wealth.
building wealth. Yeah.
Yeah.
He believed that paying rent was like pouring money into a bottomless pit. So he advised saving diligently and borrowing responsibly
Yeah.
to achieve that dream of homeownership.
Sounds like pretty solid advice.
Yeah.
Even, thousands of years later.
Timeless wisdom, right?
Okay.
Okay. We've still got 2 more cures to uncover. We'll dive into those in just a bit.
Okay, I'm excited.
Stay with us.
Okay, so we've got these 7 timeless cures
Yes.
from ancient Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we actually apply them
Right.
to our modern lives?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not dealing with clay tablets and shekels anymore.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the principles are still surprisingly relevant.
Yeah.
Like if you look at Cure #1,
Yeah.
start thy purse to fattening, we have this amazing tool that they didn't have back then.
Okay, what's that?
Automation.
Ooh.
You can set up a direct deposit
Mm-hmm.
from your paycheck to a savings account or an investment account.
Yeah.
And it's just done.
It just happens?
It's
like magic.
I love that. It
Yeah.
takes the willpower out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
What about Cure #2?
Okay.
Control thy expenditures.
Yeah.
Does that mean we all need to become like spreadsheet gurus?
Oh, no. There are apps for that.
Okay.
Technology to the rescue.
There are so many budgeting apps
Yeah.
that make it so easy to track your spending
Mm-hmm.
and figure out where you can maybe cut back.
Okay.
The key is just finding what works for you.
Yeah.
Whether it's an app, a spreadsheet,
Right.
or just good old pen and paper.
Right. Yeah. You got to find your system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cure #3.
Oh.
Make thy gold multiply.
Yes.
This is where I feel like
Yeah.
things get really interesting in our modern world.
We have so many more options
Yes.
than our COD could have ever imagined.
I know.
Like index funds, ETFs, real estate, crowdfunding.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Right. It's incredible.
Yeah.
The key is to do your research, though.
Okay.
Understand your risk tolerance
Hmm.
and diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah. I feel like Arcad would be a huge fan of index funds.
I think so, too.
He was all about
Yeah.
putting your money to work and letting it grow.
Absolutely.
And when it comes to protecting your investments,
Mm-hmm.
Cure #4,
Okay.
guard thy treasures from loss.
Yes.
I feel like that's more relevant than ever
Oh, it's huge.
in today's world.
With so many opportunities,
Yeah.
it's easy to fall prey to scams or just make impulsive decisions.
Right.
You know?
Fear and greed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Arcad's advice to seek counsel from the wise,
Mm-hmm.
I think that still holds true today.
Yeah.
Consult with financial advisors.
Mm-hmm.
Do your due diligence.
Yes.
Remember, if it sounds too good to be true,
It probably is.
it probably is.
Yeah, so be an informed investor.
Yes.
Don't let your emotions
Yeah.
or flashy promises
Exactly.
sway you.
Yeah.
Cure #5.
Okay.
Make of thy dwelling a profitable investment.
Mm-hmm.
Is home ownership still
I think so.
a big part of building wealth?
I think it can be.
Yeah.
It's a great way to build equity and create long-term financial security.
Yeah.
But you have to be a savvy homeowner.
Okay.
You need to understand things like mortgage rates and property taxes.
Right.
And, the potential for appreciation.
Yeah, it's not just buying a house. It's
Right.
understanding
Yeah, I gotta know.
all the ins and outs of
Exactly.
home ownership.
Yeah.
And speaking of the future Cure, #6. Ensure future income.
Yes.
That brings us to retirement planning
It does.
and life insurance.
Right. We have so many tools
We do.
nowadays to help us secure our financial futures.
Yes, 401ks.
Yes, IRAs.
All different types of life insurance.
Yeah.
Start early, be consistent,
Mm-hmm.
and tailor your plan to your own needs and goals.
Yeah, you got to make it your own.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and lastly, Cure #7.
Okay.
Increase the ability to earn.
Uh-huh.
In this day and age, it feels like.
It's so important.
It's a constant need
Yeah.
to learn and adapt.
Lifelong learning is not optional anymore.
Right.
It's essential.
Yeah.
Yeah. So embrace online courses,
Mhm.
attend conferences,
Mm-hmm.
connect with people in your field.
Right.
Never stop growing
Yeah.
and evolving.
Investing in yourself is really
The best investment.
the best investment. Yeah.
For sure.
So there you have it, the 7 cures for a lean purse.
Yes.
Ancient Babylonian wisdom
Thousands of years old.
made relevant for your modern life. Still applies today.
Yeah, and it's not about becoming the richest person in Babylon.
Yeah.
It's about
It's about creating a life
creating a life.
of financial well-being
Yeah.
and abundance
Yes.
on your own terms.
On your own terms. I love that.
Yeah.
So we hope this deep dive
Mhm.
has empowered you
Yes.
to take control of your financial journey
Yes.
and, discover your own path to prosperity.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Until next time.
Until next time,
Keep those purses fattening.
keep those purses fat.
Yes.
See,